Riding a motorbike is like nothing else. It's incredibly exhilarating and freeing and incredibly fun. But it can also be pretty dangerous and relatively expensive depending on how you go about it. So should you be riding a motorbike? Well, let's talk about that, talk about maybe why you want to, maybe why you shouldn't, and how to go about it safely here in the UK. Explaining why you should ride is pretty simple. This is an incredible experience. It's exhilarating. For a couple of grand, you can pick up a machine that can do 0 to 60 faster than a lot of supercars, and you get to hang off the side of it doing 100 around a corner, on a track, obviously. This is an incredibly exhilarating experience. It feels very freeing, you get to meet a great community of people, and so it's pretty obvious why you'd want to ride a bike. Why you shouldn't is also pretty obvious too. You are a lot more likely to be killed on one of these than you are being killed in a car. Now, that's not to say that the second you get on one of these you're going to have an accident and die, but it's certainly more possible, and depending on how you go about it, it can be even more likely. So let me talk you through how I would recommend you go about riding a bike if you're interested. Now, to ride a bike safely, at least here in the UK, I highly recommend you get a full license. Now, to do that, you need to understand the UK's licensing setup, so let me explain it. First of all, to get on the road at all, you need a CBT certificate, compulsory basic training. That's basically an afternoon of a local shop telling you the basics and not much else. Now, a CBT can be taken from age 16 and upwards, and you do need to do this no matter what age or level of biking you want to be at. You need a CBT if you want to ride on the roads. Now, a CBT is valid for 2 years, and technically speaking, you can ride on your CBT until it runs out with learner's insurance on, if you're 16, a 50cc bike, or if you're 17 or over, a 125cc bike. But I really don't recommend you do that, except for taking your CBT and going straight into getting proper lessons. There are 3 levels of full licenses here in the UK. If you're aged 17 to 19, you can get an A1 license. If you're aged 19 to 24, you can get an A2 license, the one that I have. And if you're 24 or above, you can get the full A. Now, the main differences and restrictions there are the A1 license limits you to a 125cc bike, and the A2 license limits you to any bike as long as it is restricted to 47 horsepower. Hence why I have an SV650S with a throttle restrictor. If you're going for the full A, then you can ride any bike you want once you have that license. The way you go about getting those licenses is fairly simple. There's 3 tests you need to take. The first one is a theory test, very similar to the standard car driving theory, but we'll have some motorbike specific questions in it. You then need to do 2 riding tests. Module 1, which is a closed course, basically just a car park where you do some slow speed maneuvers and emergency stops, that kind of thing. And then there's Module 2, which is basically your standard on the road. Instructor tells you where to go, and as long as you follow the rules of the road, you pass the test. The only difference between that and a standard car driving test is that in the car, the instructor is with you, but on a motorbike, they're riding on their own bike behind you, and you have a one-way radio where they tell you where to go and you follow and do as they say. So once you've done all 3 of those tests, you have your license. Now, there are a few shortcuts you can take. For example, if you get your A2 license at 19 and then ride a bike on the road for 2 years, you can then shortcut and get the full A license to take your throttle restrictor off, for example, up after that 2 years, so you don't need to be 24. That's something I wanted to do, but thanks to COVID, I can't, so I'm just gonna wait until I'm 24 and COVID's gone, and then I'll take the restrictor off. I don't need that much more power right now, so it's not a big deal. Riding with a full license is a hell of a lot safer, mostly because you will have had proper training to get that license, you will have good control of the bike, and you'll potentially at least be more likely to be thinking ahead at things like cars waiting at junctions and riding a bit more defensively, so you're less likely to go into the side of one and, well, game over. There are plenty of other ways that you can stay safe. Of course, riding defensively is one, but also having good gear and wearing it all the time, every time you go riding, is really very important. When it comes to helmets, there is a wide selection, but getting an aramid fiber one is the kind of perfect option, although they can be pretty expensive. But honestly, getting a helmet that fits you and is snug to your head, is comfortable but secure, is probably more important than getting a fancier one instead. Getting good gloves, getting back protectors, and your Kevlar reinforced, well, everything, getting good riding boots, all of that goes a long way to helping save you from any potential, well, actually possibly inevitable accidents. As honestly, I don't know any bikers who haven't had accidents and who haven't raved about a specific back protector or gloves that have literally saved them. So highly recommend it. But I don't want to scare you. Riding a bike is amazing fun, and touch wood, I haven't actually had an accident yet. And while I'm sure that now that I've said that, it's coming the second I go for a ride, it is an incredible experience. It's incredibly freeing, it's immensely fun, and yeah, it's really very worth it, as long as you're careful. So should you ride a bike? Well, I think so, but of course it's not up to me. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Is this something that you'd be interested in trying it yourself? Do you already ride a bike? If so, what bike? I'd be interested to hear. And yeah, if you want to see any more videos on my bike or biking in general, feel free to let me know in the comments down below what you'd like to see. And of course, hit that subscribe button for more videos like this one on a weekly basis. Otherwise, that is pretty much it. Feel free to check out some more videos over there if you're interested, and feel free to check out some links in the description to the website at thewheel.uk, or there's even some Amazon affiliate links if you want to buy, well, whatever else. I'll maybe put some motorcycle gear down there for you to check out. Otherwise, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next video.